Here at the semifinals of the Hockey Curling Club Men's International Bonspiel. We have Blizzard against Lavertu, opening end. Yellow Stones and Blizzard with the Red Stones.
So we got Chris Haddock here talking to you live with my co-partner Tate Topkin.
Oh,
Got an exciting event going on tonight, don't we, Tate?
do a lot of good matches out here. 5 sheets of action with good curling on each sheet. Good couple hours here.
So on sheet 4, we actually have a pretty exciting game too. We got 2 Exmoor teams battling it out.
Yeah,
Jeff Wright and Russ Brown.
Yep, 2 veterans of the game. Both play a high-level type style of curling. Not a lot of missed shots from either side in a general sense, so it should be a very tight matchup. It's probably whoever's going to take care of shots that need to be made and the ones that take advantage of missed shots.
So on sheet 3, which is the featured match, which you see on the live stream, is Pierre Lavertu is skipping the Mayfield team versus Fred Blizzard, Milwaukee team here. So they have home field advantage for sure.
Right now we're starting out with a pretty open end. Brought the first couple stones in. You see this sometimes in the first end of a match, just teams trying to get a feel for the ice. Kind of want to keep things open. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a blanked end here, or one team only scoring 1. A lot of times this happens, just get a feel for the game, and a read for the ice, and then we'll probably see some more guards and draw shots in the next coming ends, and possibly some more scorings. But right now, a very open game that's happening on sheet 3 here.
So yellow's got the hammer here. So Tate, you want to maybe explain to our viewing audience here what the hammer means?
Hammer's a team that has the last shot in the end. It's considered kind of to have the advantage. When you have the hammer, generally you want to play out to the wings of the house, which is the rings on each end of the ice. You always want to keep the center of the ice open, just so you have a shot for your last shot. If it comes down to that, to draw to the 4-foot area, which is the middle red ring, to score your 1. You kind of want to keep everything open.
So it looks like they're playing pretty much a take game here in the first end, just trading takes back and forth here.
That was kind of dictated by the first 2 stones of the end, where they just brought it into the house right away. Red stones from Blizzard, they decided to, instead of trying to junk it up or put some guards up and play a draw game, just to keep everything open. So we're going to have a pretty quick first end. And then most likely now this changes things. We get a little flash on yellow stone there. So I imagine Lavertu here is going to split the house. And this is their chance to get a deuce to open up the game. Split the house is you want to keep the stones separated so there's no double opportunities or anything to hit and roll behind to make it a tougher shot for you coming down with your shot. So if you're able to get this kind of anywhere in the house, preferably above the tee line, they'll be in good shape and in position to score.
Looks like a good shot there.
Yep, that's actually a perfect shot.
You know, Tate, I was kind of looking at the Skips name. I'm like, how great is a name that would have a last name of Blizzard, considering we're a sport of curling in the winter.
That's actually the perfect known.
Yeah, right.
Perfect name for that. You know, last few years that I've been up here, it's actually been a Blizzard also. I think he was actually part of the mixed Bonspiel committee. I was up here a few weeks ago. I think he was part of the crew that was running it, and on Saturday night we're actually in the midst of a blizzard. Kind of ironic that that happened. So yeah, Red just comes out, gets the hit. Right now, if Lavertu's able to come down and just a no shot on that Red, being really for their deuce.
So right now the Lavertu team is in sitting pretty good position. They can just trade takes here on out and potentially score 2 or 3.
Yes, this one looks like it is going to roll out.
Okay.
Now the blank is back in play. Going to see most likely a hit out to the wing. Nothing to really roll behind. So if you're Blizzard, what you're looking for is probably a hit. Roll something more towards the middle. Open, and what he's looking for here too is want to force a 1 on Lavertu. That's not a loss in the book of curling, is giving up a 1. You're able to get it back to the center, then you make his last shot, if it has to be a hit and roll out to blank the end, a little harder. So he's going to kind of look to get the action back to the middle of the sheet here.
What do you think his shoes are looking like right there? Those are pretty cool patent leather, aren't they?
Yeah, they're looks like he hits the weight room a little bit too. Strong sweeper, I imagine. Yeah. Shiny shoes. I don't know if they can pick them up on the stream here, but they are maybe in memory of Kobe Bryant too. They're the shiny purple. So here, just looking to get a little outside nose here, roll towards the center. Didn't quite get the roll, but still a good shot. Forcing Lavertu to make a shot now. For him, hitting, nosing, maybe a hair rolling is fine.
Well, I'd have to imagine there's quite a few people from Milwaukee watching this live stream and rooting for Fred Blizzard's rink right now.
I would imagine so. So if you are, best of luck to him and his rink. I'm not super familiar with either rink. I've not had the pleasure to play against either. I know Lavertu was at the Exmoor Continental in December, and he actually won the Exmoor Continental, which is a tough spiel to win. So we got 2 very good rinks going at it right now. And like this might be a little wide, so he might make contact to get it out, but he will also spill. So
this end is really shaping up to likely be a blank end more than likely here.
Well, blank end's still in play. It just might be a little tougher. Right now you're just looking to draw probably top 4. Look to maybe force the 1 or hope for a mistake also. Get a mistake and get a flash. You get a 1 to start the game, which isn't the worst thing. It looks like he's actually going to draw to try to kind of bury himself behind that corner guard. There's not a lot of room outside the 12-foot there to get really buried, but the tougher you can make it on the opponent, the better. Always try to force a mistake.
What's your opinion on the ice conditions right now? What does it look like, fast ice to you or not out there?
It's kind of hard to judge just because it's been a take game up to this point. Generally, Milwaukee, the 30-plus games I've ever played here, it's always good curl, always consistent speed. First end, you usually might be a little tight. But after the first end, it usually picks up to normal speed, and you're looking at pretty quick a draw for the house. And here we just come up, and we get a little biter.
Really great shot.
Yeah.
It's got to make this next shot a tough one. I'm sure they want to try to just blank the end, but usually these shots towards the edge of the house are more difficult.
It is. So right now, Lavertu is just looking for either a nose hit or a little outside nose. Just make that stone go away. take the blank end, grab the hammer back for the second end, which is also not a bad thing. And generally in curling, while the game is set up, you don't mind having the hammer and the even ends. That's just because the game ends on an even end. Great peel where he's going to try to hit it out and roll out. It's a really good shot.
Gets the blank and back to square one here.
That type of shot, you have to make sure you have a lot of weight on that stone, because if you're normal down on that and you don't make contact with that guard that was there, you have a chance that might stick around and give you one. But good weight on the stone. He's able to just get rid of everything. Blank end, coming back to lead stones here in the second end. I imagine we're going to see a little more draws this end, if we can, especially if we get a center guard here out in front of the house. That'll probably dictate. And this looks a little hot. Sweepers aren't even paying attention to it, so it has enough weight to be the guard they want, or might be creeping into the house. Actually slowing down here, looks like a perfect tight center guard to start the end out.
Can't ask for much better than that, can you, Tate?
For a tight guard, that's not bad.
We were playing a little earlier today, and we would have paid a lot of money for one of those.
We could have used a few of those this afternoon.
So now they're following back. I think they're just trying to draw one in.
I think we're a little wide on this shot here. Trying to move a little bit. Out front right there, that's fine, as long as it doesn't creep in. Right, this the house a little bit, so this gives Blizzard the chance to take that stone out. Viewers that might not be familiar with the 5-guard rule, stone cannot be removed from play if it's not in the house up to the 6th shot of an end. But stone is in the house, they're able to remove play. Gives them a chance to get and roll under their guard they have already up. Past that, which is still fine. Blizzard, though, right now, or not Blizzard, Lavertu, if he's able to nose hit this and keep it out in front of the house, and he has a tight corner guard, but yet a corner guard utilize in this end.
Boy, the person throwing right now sure has a bright shirt on.
Yeah, he does, in overalls.
I bet that glows in the dark, Tate.
Well, let's shut the lights off. I think they just had a cosmic spill last Friday. They were saying they put glow in the dark bracelets around the rocks. They shut the lights off and had like the fluorescent and dark lights going, and sounds like it was a pretty good time. One of the guys talking to us, hard to skip the game because they couldn't tell because the bracelets were moving on the rocks, so he couldn't tell if they're wide or narrow on their releases. So it's hard to judge line calls, but I have a hard enough time curling in bright lights, so I don't know if I'd be comfortable curling in dark. Actually, I'd probably curl better in
Another nice shot for a take. Are some guards up there, so this will likely see some finesse this end and draws, which is the called shot right now.
Now Lavertu has a good setup for himself because he got a corner guard, even though it's the other team's stone. But he's able to force the action. If he's able to tuck one here behind this corner guard and keep it above tee, you're going to the other team to try to make a run back on that stone or a corner freeze. Happens here with this stone. The line looks good. Sweeper's got on it early. Hot. Gonna be back house maybe through here on that. right outside the backside. Now this is Blizzard stance that utilizes center guard. The action back towards the center of the ice, back to the forefoot. Wants it without having the hammer.
So we have another draw attempt here coming in on the far side. Sweepers are really sweeping hard. Not many rocks have been thrown on that side.
That's needs to curl a little bit, so they're definitely sweeping for weight. Shot's a little light. Trying to get it into the house. Got another tight guard, so I think Lavertu right now has two choices. Either try to come back around that guard and draw behind the center guards the way those two stones up front are staggered. It kind of takes any run back opportunity away. So it's kind of another option would be steal those center guards and maybe get a roll over to another corner guard to keep the play out to the wings. Try to bring it back towards center. Sometimes it's a race to the forefoot, right? Get there first and play there. Like I said, with the guards staggered the way they are, it takes any run back away from Blizzard right away.
Looks like they have a nice shot coming in here from the Lavertu.
I think the weight's really good.
Really, really great shot. In curling speak, we call that stone as buried, which means it's really hard to get to from the other side.
You can't really necessarily might be able to throw like a lighter takeout weight at it. But the mindset too right now, if he can get one frozen right on top of this rock, again forcing the opponent to one game with no score. So you're able to make a shot here and get frozen. You're trying to the other team to take the one, come back with hammer and try to score multiples when you have the hammer. On that one, kind of got the shot a little more buried under the guards. And so people at home that are watching, talented as everyone out on the ice is right now, it's everyone still are club curlers. So the shots that you see the Olympians make when you're watching it on TV every 4 years, those are high-level athletes that have perfected their craft. So not necessarily always going to see the perfect shots, but you will see shots made because we have a lot of good curlers out on the ice right now.
Looks like this is coming in there a little bit heavy, but might get a little tick off the redstone. Oh, and just misses.
Just a little hot, and you see this a lot on when you have ice conditions like Milwaukee, where you might start out the first end, and the first couple shots of the second end, they're not as lower than you're anticipating, but you have a ice maker like Jay Packard who makes quality ice. Experience, the ice conditions get up to par right away really quickly, so you have to make that adjustment and just realize that ice is probably going to be a little faster than you think, and try to leave it a little lighter and let your sweepers work like they're doing right now. Strong sweepers are able to carry that stone another 3, 4, 5 feet. Aren't sure about what the weight is.
So what's the call now, Tate? You got a lot of rocks in the house here. Looks like he wants to hit and roll over.
Well, right now it's not a bad setup for Lavertu because they actually have a double takeout opportunity in the natural zone position. If you make the double, will be a roll behind the guard. So if you come across the nose just a little bit, be able to double out those two reds, and but it looks like a little wide, so it's gonna kind of maybe chip him right into his own yellow, which That looks like one of my shots from earlier today. Remember that, Chris? I had some of those today. So those are happy mistakes for the other team. And now this is where when you got two evenly matched teams, where there are going to be a lot of shots made, is when there is a mistake like that, can you take advantage of it? Right now, Blizzard's in a great position. He'll be looking to guard those stones that are, especially the stone that's right in the button. Trying to protect that. Really force Lavertu's hand on his next two shots.
So for the viewing audience, short is good here. You do not want to be long or in the house.
You want to be short, if anything. Right now, line is the most important thing. So you want to make sure that shot rock is covered up. So you don't want to be deep. You don't want to be too short either, where they have room to come around the guard to make a move on that stone. So kind of like a tight 3-guard. Covering up that port to the stone would be the optimal shot right now.
It looks like a pretty good shot. It's not curling as much as he'd like.
Curling, as you can see, the outside sweeper was sweeping all the way down, and he was doing that to try to. It's called directional sweeping. So he's trying to force the stone to curl more in the direction they wanted to. I don't think the shot was necessarily a wide release. I think maybe they caught a line that wasn't curling as much as they were anticipating based on the other stones that were coming down the ice earlier in this end. So that's something that imagine Mr. Blizzard will take note of and recognize that might be a straight line. You just might have to play a little tighter broom. That shot comes up again later in the game.
So I think you're setting up. This is a potential double opportunity here. If he hits that, Lavertu could be sitting in excellent position with nearly 4 rocks in the house if he can get a double here.
I don't think he's looking for the double. What I'd be looking for is a lightweight takeout. You want to kind of hit just a hair outside nose, just shoot it through the port of the 2 yellows in the back of the house. And if you can get like just a slight roll right in front of that red one, that really limits what Blizzard's going to be able to do with his last stone. Because you have that jam opportunity. I wouldn't necessarily go for the crossface double. Make it's great, but I think the way they're sweeping, they're probably sweeping for the port and just get a little roll on top of that red on the back of the 4-foot.
Oh, it rolls out. Tough. That was a really tough break.
It was a tough break. Just didn't curl as much as they were wanting it to. And now Blizzard's in a great opportunity to really pick up a steal in this end.
So Lavertu has hammer. This is a final skip shot for the Blizzard rank. He's likely going to try to throw up another guard like he did last time. He'll use a little less ice.
Exact same shot he just threw. Probably tightening up the broom a little bit and just hoping you get a little more curl on the shot. Main thing here is, especially now, you really have to protect, especially for the left side of the red stone, because if you expose half of that shot rock, Lavertu would have a chance to make no shot simple, but double for a big score. So this guard is very important right now. Actually, for Blizzard, if they even bring it into the 8-foot right now, that's not the worst shot. Gotta make sure you're covering up shot rock.
Sweeping hard here. Looks like it's over curling just a little bit. It'll still make the next shot pretty difficult, though.
Yeah, it's a good guard. It second shot rock, you're forcing a pretty tough draw. Score your one. I don't think there's, well, depends how much weight he can throw. If he can throw a rocket down there and catch it just off nose and push that shot rock out the side, you have to throw a lot of weight to achieve something like that. So I think it looks like he's just calling the draw down to it. If he gets the nose of that shot rock, he gets his one. You can always play it to a back four type weight where you can bump it back a little bit. Yeah, they're just going to play the straight draw shot, get away with their one. And when you're skipping this in this instance, you're telling your sweepers, make sure we get full 4 foot. So you want to make sure your stone is swept to at least the full red. So worst case, you give up one. You don't want to leave it short and give up a steal of 2. Indication on that for the sweepers, know what the shot really needs to be. First is get that draw right to the tee line.
They're sweeping hard. It looks like it's on a
I think
pretty
they're
good line, but it's a
line.
little hot.
Side of this red and maybe roll over. All right, so that's a steal one for Blizzard. Well played end. Had a couple miscues there, but overall, second end, still trying to figure out the ice. Anytime you can get a steal, take it. Not the worst than giving up one this early in the game. On sheet 4, we have Jeff Wright taking 1 in the first end. 1-0 lead against Russ Brown. Dexmore matchup. They're kind of finishing up the second end right now, and it's Jeff Wright with his final stone. And he, let's see, what did he do? Jeff was able to peel out a stone that was in the house for the Russ Brown's team. So Russ's shot will probably be just to throw it through the house to blank the end, retain the hammer for the third end. And back on sheet 3 here, lead rock looks like it's maybe a little deep. Back 8.
So Tate, while we're early in this end, why do some teams decide to use wear uniforms and some don't?
Well, I think like on sheet 2, the Ontario rink of Lavertu, I think they may compete competitively, maybe in Ontario regionals or whatever, and this might be a competitive team that they play with, and they have uniforms. Some people like to dress up and fancy. I'm not sure, but I would imagine if it's probably competitive teams that play together a lot and play in more sanctioned events to play down in their province or state or region, try to make it to a national type tournament. So the third end here, Blizzard brought the first one in the house. And Lavertu is trying to set up a corner guard. Got a little deep. And got a flash takeout on the Blizzard's second lead stone.
You don't see a lot of flashes in first event teams, do you?
Still club curling, so it's not unusual. But most of the time, you won't see too many flashes. Usually, they're going to be able to make contact with the stone. So, Lavertu's going to try to take advantage of that and get his corner guard up that he wanted. And kind of noticed that he ignored the first stone, the first red stone. It is behind tee line. So when you have hammer, you're not necessarily over concerned about that shot right now. It's still early in the end. It's behind T line. It's a little deeper. Try to get your own shot set up to try to generate a multiple score. And the way you do that when you have hammer is by playing out to the wings, keeping the center open. Blizzard here is going to try to minimize what Lavertu's trying to do by doing a corner freeze on the Yellowstone behind that corner guard. And that is actually a really nice corner guard that was just thrown by Lavertu's lead. Right here, just trying to draw and get that corner freeze on that Yellowstone. Kind of minimizes what shot rock is right now. Get the nice corner freeze because not gonna be able to throw any takeout way. This looks a little wide though, and like might be going to back house. Right, just a little past T line. Now Lavertu's in the same position that he was late in the first end, where he gonna want to split the house, keep his stones away from one another. Just so he's just looking for a takeout, roll to the other side of the sheet from where his other yellow stone is, keep them separated, away from any double opportunities for Blizzard. And you're always looking just to generate, at least 2 when you have hammer or more.
The shot looks pretty good going down the ice there.
He's going to get the stone out. He's going to actually roll out, though.
Oh, almost get the double. Not exactly what they were looking for.
Got double, which is fine. Get rid of shot rock. You're still forcing Blizzard to try to play this corner free. It's a tough shot. This is a tough shot in curling because you're playing a stone down 90 plus feet of ice, trying to get it to land within a 1 foot area. A lot depends on the delivery and then also the sweepers, judging the weight. If they're able to sweep it into the position they need. This looks like a little hot again.
Over on sheet 5, we have a Fableton team playing Chicago Curling Club Bergman. They've been kind of the Cinderella story of the tournament here, the Steve Bergman rink.
Well, Crash has that. So people that don't know Crash, he's from Chicago Curling Club, mine and Chris's home club. And Paul Crash, if you ever seen him, he wears a helmet because got started out curling at not a young age, but young in his curling career. He fell on the ice, I believe, and his wife forced him to wear a helmet. She said either you wear a helmet or you don't curl no more. Wears his helmet, and he got the nickname Crash. Crash is I call Crash a crafty curler. He does the things to kind of unconventional that you don't necessarily always see, that kind of throws you off, but it works for him, and then next thing you know, he's scoring 5 on you. And I could speak more about Crash's curling game at the Milwaukee Bonspiel, but we only got to see 4 ends of it today because he ran us off the ice. So, based on those 4 ends, he curled very well. So right now he's in a 1-1 tie against far below out of I believe St. Paul. They're always fun to watch, the far below rink, because family rink. And Mike's a really good curler. He's fun to watch. He's a shot maker. Always in the game. Always, if you ever watch him, he's always making the shot to get him out of trouble, or to, if he needs to draw a button, he does it. He's a really strong curler. He's fun to watch. Back here on sheet 3, that's a real nice shot there. But when we talked about the corner freeze that they're trying on the yellow on the wings, trying to do that is when the stone's locked up like that is in the back 4, it's hard to get to remove it. This one's not necessarily center frozen, so if you hit a outer fourth of this stone with a little weight. Get the red out of there, but you're also going to lose your stone along the way. But right now, with hammer, trying to dictate how the end's going, you want to take care of that shot rock. Good shot. The angles are right on it. Kind of a lighter takeout weight on that way, so the red just spilled out a little bit to the outer four. Right now, red is in good position. They got 3 in the house, all behind T-line though. So imagine in Lavertu's mind, he's not overly concerned about it because he's going to still have opportunities with his last 3 stones coming up to maybe generate a multiple score this end. If Blizzard's able to get another freeze here though, really limits the scoring opportunities. Coming up a little short on the freeze.
Nice shot he just put in there. Makes it pretty difficult to get that out.
And what you're also doing is you're forcing Lavertu has to address that stone. So he's looking now. Looks like he has a chance to. On the television screen, it looks like the double's there. I'm not sure if the that stone that he's hitting doesn't actually come into the reds or the yellow stone in the back 4. But also just getting the stones to move around a bit, kind of get that shot off the button. It's not a bad thing. And
that's an example of something you don't want to happen right there.
we call that the Tate Tompkins special right there. You're not in bad shape, and now you're in bad shape.
It happens to all of us, doesn't it?
It happens to all of us.
It happened to us earlier today about 3 or 4 times. It was
we had
wonderful.
We had a few of those this afternoon where we're like, oh, we're looking good, and then it would probably just been better for us to throw some shots, throw shots away. We would have been a little better off. But that's curling.
Boy, for those that can't hear, behind us here at the Milwaukee Curling Club, it's a pretty ruckus tonight, isn't it?
Saturday night. Everyone's been here all day. It's open bar. A lot of great food. Milwaukee just does it right. Every time I'm up here, it's top notch. You can't really get a better environment from curling conditions, competition, hospitality, food, drink. It's just, they really do a nice job here. Anyone out there that's a curler who hasn't had the opportunity to come to Milwaukee, highly recommend it. Put a team together and try to get into any event you can here because they do a really nice job. Right now, Blizzard's in a great position. He's just to junk it up, guard up the shot stone. But I always say, like, a lot of the hardest shots is when you have to throw that guard to protect that stone in the house. But you couldn't just walk down and set that stone in a better position right there. It's tight enough where it doesn't necessarily give him enough room to draw around and maybe bump it back because you just don't have enough room to curl around it when it's that tight. So what you'll see here is Lavertu's just lining up to try to throw a run back. Get rid of that guard. Same.
I can take over.
That's you can take over now.
So he has a really tight broom. So that means where the broom's placed and where he's aiming. So you're looking that he's going to be throwing a lot of weight at the stone. So this is going to be a high heater. He's going to try to get a lot of granite moving. So he's going to address the guard, the shot stone. And if he hits this right, he's going to be able to maybe take off a couple of stones that are in the back house also. So these are the fun ones to watch. These are it's a little wide, so he's going to peel the guard for sure. Double.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Probably better position than he was just in. Would have liked to get something off the 4-foot though. So if he's able to get something off the 4-foot, it would help him out. But one thing is he replaced the guard with his own stone, so it gives him something that he could play on his last shot. And then Chris Haddock is going to be replaced by Robert Sandoval here. Robert is a curler out of Northwestern and Chicago. And where are you at now, Robert?
Sorry?
Where are you curling out of now?
Well, I'm curling out at Chicago. Taking a little bit of a break. I've just been bond spieling, so I haven't been curling much at Chicago.
Right now. So Robert was in first event until this afternoon, and they lost a heartbreaker. Very well played game. You were on fire the 2 games I've watched you play. You were making some good shots on your doubles and runbacks.
Yeah, those worked out.
I think Mr. Blizzard here is just. I didn't see the actual called shot. Based on the broom, you're looking at a draw, most likely. Again, cover up that shot rock. Get a good guard here. You're going to force Lavertu most likely to try to run back his own Yellowstone to generate his one.
Looks a little light.
I think on this one, line is more important than necessarily where it ends up.
Are they guarding here? Are they guarding here?
Yeah, as long as you cover up that red stone.
Looks.
So that will do the work.
Looks like they got it. I don't think there's a port there.
So a port to nose, a real tight port.
It's really tight.
Want to be a hero. You could always throw the. Like they are looking at the lightweight take on the right side there to
an out turn or something.
It's like a backline weight to try to get inside nose that red.
Getting the back stone.
And try to. Based on the overhead camera, I don't know if he's going to be able to touch the button, even if he gets inside nose and gets the roll he wants. Just the angles aren't necessarily lined up. This might be another a minimizing shot right here too. Just come to scoring one. I'm not sure if the shot to score one's there, but I've been proven wrong before, so I hope he proves me wrong on this one. Skip's not happy about it. He's already turned around, so that means
maybe get a run back of some sort. No.
Oh. So it looks like another steal of 2 for Blizzard. Well played end by Blizzard. He made the guard shots when he needed to, which isn't always the easiest shot in curling when you're trying to throw that perfect guard. A lot of shot that's missed a lot, so kudos to him. So up 3 now in the 4th end. Yeah, he's just gonna play it into the house.
Lavertu's gonna have to go all in now on this end here.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do what he did last end, throw up his guards, and hope to generate something out on the wings.
Being only down, 3-0, get your deuce.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of game left.
There's a lot of game. Blizzard just wants to keep the action in the middle of the rink and force Lavertu's hand, but sweepers aren't on it. Weight looks fine. I think this is about what he wanted. Just a top house draw.
So has there been a lot of curl, and how fast has the ice been really?
I think it's up to speed. So I haven't timed any. I would, based on that last draw there, probably for the people out there that are watching, I do back line to hog line split. I'd say probably it's probably like a 3-7 to T line right now.
Yeah. Now the corner guard attempt to try to build up an end here. No sweeps.
No sweeps. Yep. So now this is, Blizzard's happy about this. Now able to remove, try to remove the Yellowstone.
Maybe get a roll.
Get a roll behind, and then he's in a strong position. I think even when you're down 3-0 now, Lavertu is still going to have to try to throw another guard, no matter what the result of this shot is.
Yeah.
And that just allows Blizzard to junk up the middle and really make it tough on Lavertu. This looks like
it's a little wide here.
Wide.
It's coming. I don't think you're not quite the full roll.
Still a really good shot.
Yeah, still in control. They're trying to take out and try to roll over on top of the one near the butt, near the forefoot.
That looks a little wide. We might get a unnatural double right here. Might skinny the
really
skinny the top one and
rolls on top.
A little too thick. That's one of those shots where if you're a half-inch wider, it's okay, or half-inch narrower, it's okay, but you just hit it in the wrong spot and you do that, right?
You get the in-betweener.
Get the in-betweener, and that happens. That happens more than you'd like to see.
It happens all the time.
It's a game. It's literally a game of inches. I don't even know if inches. Like inches is kind of pretty generous. We're talking centimeters.
Millimeters sometimes. Yep. The Blizzard's coming in here. Their redstone in the house is going to be exposed, so it's still there to see.
So Lavertu here is just controlled weight takeout, try to come across nose and utilize the guard that was just thrown by Blizzard. Sit behind guard and
try to generate a deuce here.
Generate a deuce. Like definitely controlled weight here.
Looks like it might over curl. Actually,
good shot.
Yeah.
And for the viewers at home, that's the importance of like a controlled weight. Where if that was like a normal takeout or an up weight, that stone is not staying around, or it's in the back 12.
Or to be completely open.
So when you throw that controlled weight, you're able to control a little better, and you don't get the extreme roll that you would get with an up weight take. It's a way to help keep your stones in play, which Lavertu he needs right now. He needs stones in play.
Is this a freeze attempt here?
I believe this is a straight freeze.
Little light, so there's gonna be another guard here. Might be a biter.
This is why I always like to see what other skips call in these situations. Like, would your strategy be the same as his? Since it is exposed, I wouldn't mind even playing like a back 8 weight, trying to come across nose and get a little split.
Yeah. I don't mind the freeze. You're up 3 points. You'd want to prevent Lavertu from getting a big end, so I'd be okay with the freeze. If you do a back 8, they could potentially hit it, and then they're sitting 2.
If you don't hit it right.
Wow, they got by the guard and just bring it right in here.
That's actually a really nice shot.
It's going to be difficult to remove.
Yep, I like this call by Blizzard.
Yeah.
You you go for the run back, because the run back doubles there. And if you peel your guard, that's fine, right? So you go for the straight run back. You don't get the run back, you peel the guard, you open it up, and then you force them to make the nice guard, hope for a miss, and then you have a pretty easy double opportunity. This looks like a little tight out of his hand. Strong sweeper here is really holding the line.
It might have been overswept.
Overswept a hair.
Needed it to check up a little bit. But the plan made, so both those stones are open now. So you have to get the perfect guard to try to, prevent the double there.
Yeah, he's going to just guard those up. Try the right play. If you make your guards in this situation, you're bringing a 2 in play for sure, and a possibility of scoring a 3.
What would you think about a tap on that and try to separate some things?
That's another option he could do, is throw like a little back 4, back 8 weight, and just kind of get some separation on those stones. Thing with that is, if you don't throw the right shot, then you're setting up a possibility for them to get rid of everything in one shot.
Yeah. If you had enough weight, maybe bump that yellow and the 4-foot back now even more under cover. It's not a bad guard here.
Good guard here. Force another run back opportunity.
And there could be I don't know if the triple's there to run back the yellow and get rid of everything. It's sweeping to get the curl. Might get one of them.
I think a couple might be leaving here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Really good shot.
Helps the situation.
So if I was Lavertu, I'd actually utilize those corner guards, and I'd start playing to the corner. We still have 3 stones left. Still have a chance to score deuce or potentially more.
Even more if you get a good something under cover.
Yeah, if you're able to get something behind the cover there, it forces Blizzard's hand. You'll probably address the open stone, hope for a hit and roll. Then if you just play tradesies on hits on the open stone, then you walk away with your deuce.
No sweeps yet. Now they're starting. It might be close.
Close.
Might be over curling.
Line looks pretty close right now. If they're able to hold it, weight looks really good too.
They just need to keep it gliding. Ooh.
Right.
Just wicked off the red.
I think the most important thing on that shot is they did get shot 1 and 2 out of it.
There might double's not trivial.
Real tough double. And
so would you hit that first yellow one, the front yellow one, and maybe roll on top of that, or would you hit the yellow that's near the 4-foot and try to roll underneath?
I think you address the shot rock and try to get that roll under. And if you roll, you can roll back 4, back 8 behind T line. long as you're behind those stones. Jim Beam on the rocks.
Getting a drink refill. The important things.
The hospitality at Milwaukee, they never a glass that isn't filled, right? They're always looking. Make sure you have a full drink in front of you. You'll probably see more of like a normal takeout weight here. Really get the roll that you want.
Oh, they're sweeping to get the curl. They might be a little wide here. Looks like rolling out. Or, no, they're going to be shot 2.
I would.
Kind of hard to draw behind all that pile of stones there. You draw down to the freeze to the red there. So that's safe way to get your deuce out of this.
Yes, it is. The only other option would be is if you're comfortable in your takeout ability, a nose takeout on that red out in the outer 12. Do the trick too, because then you're forcing a hit and roll out of Blizzard or a draw behind something. But if you're comfortable in your draw weight, you can get that corner freeze. It's just as good, if not better, than a takeout.
I think the draw is a safer shot. You have most of the anywhere within the 8 foot, and you're good. And
yeah, because what you don't want to do too is hit and roll out.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at 1, right? You're not going to get your deuce. So anywhere second shot in the house is good on this shot.
No sweeps yet, but I think it might be okay.
All right, mission accomplished.
Yeah. You could always potentially hit and roll underneath there.
It is, it's, I think they get behind the cover. I don't know if you'd be shot rock.
Yeah, because you might roll, you're going to move back a little bit.
Just how the angles are. It's actually a good place for that stone to be.
Or do you just concede the 2 and hit the open one?
I would concede the 2.
Yeah.
Or the shot for 2, because nothing's ever.
Yeah, you'll be up one with the hammer after 4. That's not a bad position to be in.
Looks like the direction he's going. Yep, just play this one to nose. Force the other team to make a shot on his last one to get his deuce.
Hope for the stick and then make them have to do a takeout and hope they roll out.
Yeah, got the outside sweeper sweeping, so it might be a little wide. Got up, so it looks like it's coming right to nose. Yep, really good shot.
Take your deuce and go to the next end, and still a long game.
Yep, good end by Lavertu. All you want to do is get on the scoreboard. When you can get the crooked number, that's the positive. Sheet 4, right against Brown, rights out to a 3-0 advantage. Bergman is up 3-1 on Farbelow on 5 after 3. Breck is up 3-1 on Golzer on 2, and Walsh is out to a 6-1 on the hometown Severson on sheet 1. No sweeping. Looks like it's coming right up on nose.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, perfect shot. Got to protect the hack there, but that's all right.
Yeah, they did.
So, Lavertu gets on the board with his deuce, and I like to like I know what I'm talking about. I haven't missed a shot yet. I haven't missed a shot yet when I'm behind the microphone here.
I curl 100%.
Yep.
But now Lavertu's on the board, so it's not looking dire. Down one, you could always get a steal.
Yeah, early in the game, new ball games. You kind of play this end like you would early on. Get up those center guards, and goal here is you're trying to force one or steal one. That's your. Those are the two best outcomes right now. Especially in the odd number end. Forcing one isn't the worst thing right now. But I think that's in his mindset, is play a game where try to generate that steal, but if he's able to force Blizzard to one, it's not the worst thing. You grab hammer in the even end and try to produce a multiple for yourself.
Pretty good center guard that the Lavertu put up. So looks like Blizzard is going to try to come in on the center line now. Or are they going for a corner?
On sheet 4, Wright Brown update is Russ Brown looks like on hammer has a shot for 3 to tie the game up. So let you know what the result of that is when the stone comes to rest. So on sheet 4 we're looking at a first event semi, and on sheet 2 we're looking at a first event semi.
So Blizzard Stone went a little deep behind the 4-foot, so leaves Lavertu a chance to kind of draw one in there and maybe come on top of that and kind of sit there and kind of shrink the scoring zone.
Yep. And if he's able to get this freeze, that's a really good start to the end for him. It really puts the steal or the hold to one in place. Looks like a little
Yellow needs to
wide.
check up a little bit. Looks like it's coming.
That's a really good shot.
Very nice.
And Russ Brown did make his draw for 3 on sheet 4. So we, after 4 ends in one of the first event semis, we do have a tie game, 3-3. And on sheet 2, we're coming down to skip stones on sheet 2 against Blarcharek and Golzer. And Blarcharek is sitting 3. Everything's on the outer 12 though. Golzer still has a chance to score here. I am being replaced by the legendary Henry Chang, PhD.
PhD?
Future PhD.
So Blizzard came in with a nice draw to bump the Yellowstone to the back house, so Blizzard's kind of sitting in the power spot.
I was hoping the headphones were wireless because we were going to wear them the next game.
Oh.
Oh, that won't work. We don't have mics out. We need like the wireless mics out so we could hear you. So we have Henry Chang joining us now.
Hello, hello. Nice to see my 22 viewers online. We are here live at the Milwaukee Curling Club with Robert Sandoval, PhD and Northwestern Chemistry, single and ready to... Oh, no.
No.
In a committed relationship of some sorts. Anyways, not my business. Here we are looking at Blizzard versus Lavertu. Lavertu is the winner of the Continental Cup in Chicago, December 2019. You might have talked to this with Tate already, Robert, but what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, Blizzard, took the first few ends, but Lavertu kind of got their due, so they're really in this game. Just need to be patient, not getting too freaked out, being down 3-0, and they got their deuce, and moving on. It's a long game. They're only in 4 ends.
I hear you, Robert. How do you feel about your social life, though? Are you fulfilled about that?
Sure.
Okay, back to the game. Here we have a possible draw under the guard. The red, you can go undercover, possibly take 2 here. I might leave very soon. Kidding.
So yellow's sitting 2 right now.
Robert, to be honest, I came on stream to really know more about you and not about the curling game. What? No, I won't be like that. Okay.
Where are we at here? So red's kind of do a hit, maybe a roll, flop under. Oh, they're
He's a bit wide.
Little on the outside.
Pull out. He's still shot 2. That's okay. Without hammer, I think that's a good shot. 2 on the wings. The right is unguarded, so you can possibly double out both the yellow and the red there. It's at 3. No, 2. My bad.
Yeah, but you got a center guard, so you can draw around and sit under cover when you're trying to steal.
Lavertu. What a guy. Huge respect for him. Well, Robert, I'm going to go take a nap. I'm signing out. Nice talking. We'll transfer this over to someone. I don't know these people.
So Lavertu is a little narrow and wicked off the center guard. Now, Blizzard is looking like they're going to try to set up maybe some sort of hit here. Blizzard's going to want to try to get at least 2 points this end. Right now, yellow is sitting 1. Looks like they're going to try to just maybe open things up. This isn't a bad strategy when you're trying to, when you have the hammer, open up the center. Sweeps there. It's a good shot. They got some of the stones moving up front. There's still a center guard, red center, and then a yellow guard that's a bit off center. So Lavertu can still kind of draw around there and now maybe sit 1 and 2. So the draw is going. Looks like it might be a little wide. It might be heavy also. And looks like it's going through the house. That looks like Blizzard might be trying to draw in. Try to get to the center line. Try to get to the center first. Looks like it's coming in nicely. Looks like it has pretty nice weight. It'll be above the tee. Got a little, most of that's little bit of that's covered by the guard, but there's a little bit exposed. It's gonna be hard to hit and roll under. If you hit, you're gonna roll out into the open. Don't want to come with too much weight here. Sort of control type weight. So your stone, the yellow stone can curl enough that gets by that guard and you can make the hit. Looks like they got by the guard. And they got the hit. It's a good stone there. Sure. So we're on skip stones here, and Blizzard's gonna try to draw in. I don't know. I keep my ear open because it's hard to hear. Looks a little light here. Sweepers are on it, kind of coast to coast. See if they're gonna get it there. A bit short here, so it's gonna give Lavertu a chance to try to draw one to the center line, under cover, under staggered guards. So they might, they're in a good position that they could get a nice steal here.
They're currently lying one.
Yeah,
It looks to be.
In the back, so
Yeah.
Yep, yellow one. You should be able to get enough curl that you could bury behind those two red center guards there. And you could sit two, and that won't be able to be easily removed since those two reds are staggered. The stone's off here. No sweeping yet, so sweepers don't want to touch that one. It looks like it's just going right through the house, so a little too much weight there. Blizzard here with Hammer. Just going to try to get his 1 and just needs to get full 8. I think you get, at least get your single point. Most of the forefoot is open, so you should be able to draw in nicely there. Ice hasn't had any weird swings. It's been really great ice all weekend. Very consistent curl. So it should be good. Should be a good broom to get the single. Sweepers are just casually on it. One sweeper's on it for line, but it's looking like they're just gonna direct it in and they get their 1. That's not a bad situation with how the end was looking for Blizzard to get the single point. Up 2, coming back in the 6th. Now, Lavertu, Lavertu kind of got what they wanted. They either wanted to be able to steal or force Blizzard to 1, so they forced to 1. Now Lavertu can just try to get their deuce and make it a tied game after 6. The long curling game, so if you're down a few, you can get your deuce, force 1, get a deuce, and you're back in it. So we're coming back in the 6th end here. Blizzard is up 4-2, and looks like just leads first stones just creeping into the house, just biting there. And Lavertu's looks like they're gonna take a hit and maybe get a little bit of a roll and do the takeout and also get their corner guard set up if they get the roll right.
That's the plan. Let's see the execution.
Exactly.
No, got to remember we're amateurs, but we all have a plan. We all have a plan.
Everything always goes exactly right, what you want. So it rolled the other way, kind of crossed the stone a little bit, but it's a guard, so...
Yeah, and it becomes a free guard for a couple shots.
You can't hit it out. So they're usable stones are always good. Sweepers are casually looking at the stone, just giving a nice little clean. Now they're off. Not really getting the curl they want. Ideally, they'd want to be able to draw in behind the yellow stone. I think most of it's probably visible. I don't think much of it's buried at all.
Well, it leaves Team Lavertu with the opportunity to hit and hide under the guard. Let's see if that's what happens.
Over curled and ticked off their guard. Now it's not the end of the world. The yellow is now in the house. That could always come into play later if Blizzard decides to not hit it and ignore it. Looks like they were debating. Do they want to throw the guard or do you throw the hit? What would you do? Would you guard the center or would you take out the yellow there that they're doing now?
It's early enough. I'd probably guard the center. But either one's fine as long as
Yeah.
they execute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good shot as long as you make it.
Yep.
Trying to get the sweep to hold it out.
Yeah, looks like it's over curling.
Yeah.
A clean miss.
So clearly they should have done the guard then. So here Lavertu has a chance now to kind of get the hit. Stones are spread out and try to get their deuce. Now there's a lot of stones left, so there's a lot that can happen before the end of the end.
Yeah, it never hurts to have two in the house and nobody else around because they can only usually get at one of them.
I always hate being in this situation because it's such a long end to try to keep those two stones separated for so long.
Agreed.
The Blizzard's going to try to do a hit and try to get a roll, so try to bring the stones closer together. So if Lavertu makes the hit, you might be able to bring in a double here at some point. Looks like it might be over curling here.
Yeah, he may end up on the other side or just knows it.
Yeah.
Not a bad shot.
And Lavertu's not going to mind this at all. They'd be totally fine trading hits and get their deuce and tie it up here. Looks like they got it. Some on and off sweeping. That's always a good sign when you got a nice nose hit. Blizzard's gonna try to hit and roll again. Try to make their redstone roll over closer to that yellow. Try to get a double at some point.
Looks like it could be on the proper side. And, little thin.
Too thin.
Yep.
Even gets
Right
Lavertu in
idea.
a better spot.
Yeah.
Now they're really split up. Try to put something in the center there, and how do you get a double? Now the 3 is in play here.
Especially if Pierre could even these up where all three of them are horizontally in line.
Just need to have the draw weight in your pocket and just bring it in, and if you can line them up so there's no double. Sweepers are on it. Doesn't look like they're panic sweeping, so it looks like they're just bringing it in nicely. Looks like a really good draw here. It's going to be there might be a double on two of them, on two of the stones. Definitely not simple, but it is there.
Yeah, the angle exists. It's a lot like shooting billiards. But this is not an easy combination shot.
Yeah, you need your stone to, go 6 feet.
With enough energy. Yep.
Looks like this is over curling. They might just get a.
Might go to the other side.
Ooh.
Up.
And they're rolling out.
Yep. Well.
So really, kind of the pendulum has swung thus far. Lavertu's definitely having the upper hand now in this end. Just trying to keep the draw. Maybe even pick up the 3 now.
Well, there's a reason both teams are in the semifinals. They're very accomplished, good teams. can't keep them down too long. Either way.
So this is, well, the first event semifinals are in 2 and 4.
Oh, this isn't a semi?
Not for the
Not for-
A bracket,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
They're on 2 and 4, which right now is
Ooh, that's another good leave.
for Wright versus Brown. They just finished the 5th end, and Wright picked up 2, so the score is 5-3 Wright. Starting the 6th now. In the other semifinal, you have Blatrick versus, can't see the name at the end. Oh, is it Golzer? Looks like the score is 3-1. If I can look at the scoreboard, there's someone standing in my way.
It's actually 3-2, I believe.
Is it a 2? Yeah.
Yeah. Close game.
They're not moving for me. Come on. You're right, 3-2. And they're in the 5th.
All right, back to the main event. They're going to try for another double here. Looks like they got at least one.
Might be a little thin and roll behind and get the...
That's pretty. Oh, good call. But they'll set another one up there. And
They should know what draw weight is on this line. They've thrown it a few times.
now we have Michael Moore throw on the skip stones. Michael comes from a big curling background as well, parents, and he was young when he learned.
I think I played him at one of the club playdowns when I lived in Michigan. This would have been quite a few years ago when it was the playdowns was in Cleveland. For the GLCA. Looks like it might be a little light. They got to go. Just need to get a biter out of it.
Yeah, any color would be good.
Just the glass up.
Get it.
Free again.
Milwaukee Curling Club getting our drink orders in, so they've been taking very good care of us this weekend. There's not a lack of food at this event.
If there's one spiel that I want to make sure I hit every year, it's this one.
Agreed.
Start to finish, it's very well done.
Is there a triple here?
Well, there's always a triple, but
Probably not. I don't think it's there.
thank you.
Thank you. But looks like the pendulum's definitely turning. Would you go after the center stone here? This is Skip's last rock, is it? Thank you.
Boy, I don't know if that's the Skip's last rock. Why doesn't he try to bury underneath it?
Yeah, or would you try getting one of the other stones and maybe try to roll under?
Because they're going to give up 2, more than likely,
Yeah,
or 3.
but this is just a straight hit. Now you have
Hey, you're not even on the rings.
pretty open draw for 3. I would have probably hit one of the side ones and maybe try to roll under the center stone, make it a little more difficult, because you're kind of conceding the 3 now. That really changes the game here. So if Lavertu, if they can get the draw here, they'll be up 1 after 6.
Which is quite a turnaround from the beginning. It
Definitely.
looked like it was going to be a
Originally down 3.
easy game for Blizzard, and now it's competitive.
Now he threw a draw before, so he should have a good idea of what draw weight is. Sweepers aren't quite wanting to go on it.
Yeah, they're looking at
Uh-oh.
it. This is not good.
And they're sweeping behind the stone. That's always an interesting sign.
Two's not the worst scenario, but that was an opportunity lost.
Yeah. Well, now we have a tie game. They could have just played 2 ends and called it a night. Now it's really anyone's game now.
So those of you that are unfamiliar with the environment out in the rink, it's usually roughly 42 degrees. Air temp. Obviously, you're playing on ice.
What temperature do you want the ice at?
I don't know. I'm not an ice maker, but I hope it's below 32. There's a whole science to that.
Yeah.
I'm just the beneficiary of that science. All right, this is Roger Meredith leading with Pierre Lavertu on the 7th end. Like they wanted a center guard. We'll see what they get.
Looks like they're getting the center. They're sweeping now. So
yep, and they
looks
just
like
come
it'll
up.
Be a nice,
Looks good.
A nice mid guard.
This young man.
Looks like we're gonna have a corner guard put up. It's a very standard strategy when you have the hammer try to get the play to the outside of towards the outside rings.
This young man here, I believe, is Mike on the Blizzard team. Obviously, he's fit. He's kind of cut like an Adonis, which never hurts in any sport to have strength.
Yeah.
But in this game, it's a game of cerebral strategy. It's a lot like chess on ice, as I've heard.
Definitely. So looks like that went in the house, but they're going to ignore it and try to draw one behind the center guard. Lavertu's really going to try to go for a steal here. Now, since you only have 2 ends left, you could try for this steal.
Or only give up 1.
Yeah, I've seen that at the elite level now. Team they'll give up 1 point. To try to take hammer in the last end, especially with the 5 rock rule now. Being down 1 with hammer coming to the last end isn't the end of the world.
Right. Yeah, it's a good strategy.
Looks like they were heavy. I don't think they were trying to throw that through. It looks like they were heavy on that, and
yeah, they would like to have it stick around underneath.
Yeah. Now Blizzard's just going to try to bring one in the center. It's not a bad strategy.
Yeah, it's probably the same call as the previous team.
Yeah. And I've seen that a lot with the 5 rock rule. Someone throws up a center guard, and usually the team with the hammer, you think, oh, throw to the outside rings. But you're seeing more and more teams now. They'll just come around that stone, even with the hammer. Looks like that'll be about T.
Yeah. It's very useful. Well guarded.
Now coming down to try to do the freeze on that. So Lavertu, giving up 1 isn't a bad thing. Getting a freeze and shrinking the scoreboard there. Make it difficult for Blizzard to get their deuce. Would be a win for them.
Sweeping hard after it. Must be trying to hold a line, or maybe it's light. Or both.
Looks like it might be on the guard.
Oh, snuck around.
It just got by it. Wow. Gonna over curl? No. That's a pretty good stone.
Yeah, this.
Red is still shot, but yellow's kind of in a good position because they're in front. They're in front of the red. They're in front of the tee. But looks like Blizzard's now gonna just try to blow things up here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that yellow guard.
Yeah, get rid of that center guard.
With hammer, you know, that yellow guard's not doing anything for him.
Yeah, Blizzard would really like to score more than one. It's comforting to have a 2-stone lead with the final end coming at you without the hammer.
Oh yeah, I'll take a two-stone lead any day coming home, even if I don't have the hammer.
Yeah, that's true.
I could have used that earlier today. They're sweeping. Hopefully they're hoping it looks like it's at least in play. Just need to get the curl there.
Jordan, who just delivered that stone, recently relocated to Nashville, Tennessee, which unfortunately doesn't have a current curling club. He still knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
And like me,
everyone is.
Like me, he's like, can't miss Milwaukee.
Yeah.
He finds a way to get here.
Have you curled down in Nashville? Nashville has the Rocky? Is that Soror? No, that's
There's
the Rocky Top.
Currently, well, they have a paper fleet that's active in the summer, I think, at Arena Ice.
Yeah.
Knoxville has it.
That's Knoxville.
Oh, is it Knoxville?
Knoxville. Okay. Nashville, Knoxville. Hopefully the same state. I was corrected. It looks like Blizzard got to removed the yellow stone there and also rolled under cover there.
There's a
behind
gap,
that corner.
but he'll need to thread that needle, which Pierre has done many times before.
Yes. I don't know if the double's there. Is the yellow? Depends on which one is.
I think he's just going after shot rock right now and trying to remove it. Maybe stick around.
I don't think the double's there. I think the red stone in the center is a little further back.
Oh, caught one of the guards.
The tick.
Well, that moved it out of the way for the next shot.
Now that double is available, if you hit that outside red one.
Yeah.
But we're going to see what Blizzard's going to do here. You try to guard that up. Try to manufacture a deuce here. You're sitting two and with hammer.
They're actually sitting three. There's nothing.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's
you're
one
right.
out
Yeah,
on the
there
side.
is. Okay, yeah. I couldn't see that one. They're sitting pretty well here. Yeah, I should look at the other screen. Starting to look a little precarious for Lavertu here.
Well, that double's going to be difficult now with that stone where it's coming to rest.
Yeah, came in very nicely. They got a nice. Is there a double there? There might. You might be able to get that.
Looks that's what they're calling it, appears.
I think.
Yeah, it's
I think
there.
it's still there. Cause that one's in front. And you can hit off that and.
He's going to have to throw the heater, Ricky.
Yeah, you're going to need the weight on that. You know, definitely a normal weight takeout. You know, hopefully depending on your definition of normal weight takeout, you know, you're going to need some oomph in there. Oh, resetting. Looked like he was about to go, and then something didn't feel right. So starting again. And he does a lift delivery. I tried that once and failed miserably, so I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, well, he started back when the speed of the ice was a lot slower. When he was 13, we weren't born.
Wow.
Execution.
Got the double.
Yep.
That was a great.
And he's sitting one. Boy, that's a nice result.
And I think he's behind cover. He's behind that red one.
Yeah,
at least partially covered behind the red.
Yep.
That was a fantastic shot. Now, Blizzard, they're going to want to be able to make sure they can, they still have a chance to get a deuce here. Just want to maybe just make sure if they're doing a shot, something could be opened up, expose that yellow a little bit more. Try to do something with it later. Sweeping to get the curl. I think they got it though. Well, that's interesting.
Yep. Just a little thin on the face.
Covered a little more of the yellow there.
Yep.
So
But nose will get it. First of all, we got to throw another Yellowstone, which could change their strategy completely.
You could draw another one behind that center guard there and bring another one into like the 4-foot. You could sit two.
Yeah, that Yellowstone's kind of lonely. It'd be nice to have a friend in there with
Get
it.
something else there. Looks like that's what they're going to do. Just try to draw behind that. So they could be an opportunity to get a steal here if they could get a good draw, a nice draw in there. Blizzard's going to be able to do a run back of some sort. They're going to have something with the red, but if you have two in there, it's a lot more you need to hit.
That's the great debate in the seventh end. You're tied. Do you want to steal with one? I never pass up the opportunity for offense, but it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I had a game yesterday. We were tied. We gave up one in the seventh, and then we took two or three. We took multiple points in the eighth end, and we won. So, I'm vicing, but my skip wanted to give up one, and I was like, well, we could always take our single and take and move on, and actually worked out in the opposite direction. So now.
That one looks like it was a little deep, but maybe.
They're still sitting
yeah,
two, though.
Two, I believe. And they're going after. Think they're going to run that red back again?
I think you just do the straight run back.
Yeah.
I think
they're lined up, but you got to nose it.
Yeah, nose it and stick, and I think you're sitting pretty nicely there, and you're guarded by your own stone.
Makes me wonder if Mike's from Pittsburgh. He's got a terrible towel in his back pocket that he wipes off his broom head. Can't argue with success.
Yeah. Oh, they're sweeping.
Yeah, it was early.
Looks like he might have.
Hey, you never know. That boy's pretty strong.
Yeah,
He might
I know.
make it go the other way.
Oh, it's gonna go. And, nope, there.
That overcurled.
Oh.
But it exposes the yellow.
It does. This is Lavertu's last rock. Do you try to guard, or you maybe just try to bring one in, and you could sit two, maybe? What would you do?
I'd guard. force them to.
You could guard if you're a little heavy, then you could always bump and
Yeah.
there's a lot of options here, depending on what happens once you throw it. Like if it over curls, you could draw behind that center guard, and you could sit 2. Yellow sitting 2 right now.
You're right. I'd guard.
Yeah.
Because that nose hit on the count rock right now, the yellow count rock, is available unless they do guard, and then they out count
Yeah.
the rest of the rocks.
Be nice if you can get the guard in such a place that it's in front, so if you hit it,
Or it's number 3.
yeah, you're still shot at the end of the day.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Looks nice. They're just sweeping it in.
All right, that's useful. It obstructs it a little.
I think it's still mostly open.
Oh, I agree, but
Like a downweight takeout. Don't want to throw a bomb at it, but just a little downweight you could hit and stick, which isn't really too. It's not too bad for Lavertu giving up 1 in the 7th. You can have Hammer coming home.
And think about it from Blizzard's perspective. They're 1 shooting against 3.
Yeah.
Or 2, I mean. I'm sorry.
So you want
2.
your.
Yeah. Yeah. So you'd like to.
You need to get your 1 now.
Yeah. But you're right. Giving up 1, it's kind of what you hope to do. If you would say at the beginning of this end, say, I'll have Hammer down 1 in the 8th. Pretty good scenario.
That's what happened with one of my games yesterday, and it worked out. So I might be a convert to that philosophy. The 5-rack rule really has just changed so much strategy in the game now.
Yeah, and I started the game late in life, so I already had diminishing skills. So it's taken me. I still don't remember the 5-rock rule. I struggle.
They got it.
Yep, well played.
That was a nice hit.
Well played.
Got their single.
Yep.
Quite a match here coming into the 8th end now.
Yep.
Down 1 with Hammer. Lavertu's going to try to get their deuce and win the game.
Pretty much anybody's game still.
Definitely. Going to be a lot of who can execute the best in this last end. Need to get your leads, get the guards up, and
yep.
It's amazing. People always think the leads. It's like, okay, it's the whatever. It's they're throwing stones first. Who cares about it later? But it's amazing how much that dictates the entire end.
Oh, no doubt. If the leads can execute, the skip gets to play offense. If they don't, skip gets to play defense.
Yeah.
And I'd much rather play offense.
Yes. Or then the lead will do a what we'll call the peel of shame. You throw something in and then you're gonna hit yourself out later on.
Hit your own shot. Yeah.
I've had to do that before. Looks like this might be a little deep.
Yeah, no sweeping yet.
Which isn't
the end of the
isn't
world.
the end of the world for
Right.
Blizzard. Being up. You'll see this a lot at that elite level play. The first stone's thrown in, top 4 center. So this isn't a bad shot.
And the Lavertu rink is avoiding it. They're disregarding it, and they're going to play the corner guard.
And I agree with this. You need to get your corner guard and your deuces in play. Just need to hope that they're doing a little clean on it, so it looks like it's not going to be in the house.
It's got a lot of trickle.
Oh, they're sweeping it, so.
Okay, so it must be good.
Looks really good.
All
looks
right.
good.
Well played.
You got your guard. You got a corner guard.
That was delivered by Roger Meredith, who, if you notice, he's a suspenders and belt kind of guy. He's the one in the very neon green shirt down there.
Looking pretty snazzy there. He's a really nice guy. Curled against him several times. A lot of fun to play with. A lot of fun to drink with afterwards.
Oh, he's got some experiences that he's willing to share. All right, here comes a second rock for Blizzard.
Now they're going to throw up the guard
Looks like
here.
a guard, yeah, for their one that's counting.
Looks really good.
Yeah,
Looks
very
nice.
well executed. Very well executed.
Perfect first 3 stones. You get.
And like you say, there's no ripping that out yet. It's well, oh yeah, we have 2 more stones. Free guard.
I don't know if I would. I don't know. Would you want to freeze down to that right now? You might want to. Yeah. I don't know.
If I could, I would. It looks a little wide.
Because yellow needs to try to get to
Wow.
here.
Wow.
Well, they're sitting shot, so I could stand corrected.
You know
That's a little deep, so red
Yeah.
Blizzard can come down
to it.
But after this stone,
Well,
then you
and
can
not-
start peeling stuff.
Right, if they start ripping the center, that yellow could be backing for red.
Yeah.
But we, if the rabbit hadn't,
Yeah. You could have tried to draw around that corner. Yeah. And then start dealing with those.
it looks like they're
center
going to try to
stones.
freeze down to it. It was the call. Don't you agree?
Yeah, if I'm
No, I mean that's what the call was.
yeah, oh yeah. They're starting to sweep that.
Narrow. They go off of it. That's a good
Oh.
sign.
Wow, this looks like I'm gonna hit and roll there. See,
All right.
now you got a pocket in the back there for Lavertu, so you've started getting one there. So
Well, while he can, he's got to get rid of that one that's probably shot rock at the moment.
now the free guard zone is over, so you can now hit anything. I might start hitting. Start peeling that top red stone, maybe even get a double.
Well, I agree, but I'm an amateur, and I would get rid of that one that's shot rock right now.
I don't think that's in the it's in the back house, so that's actually helping Lavertu right now. So you can now you can always come down to it, sit right on top of that. You sit your 1, you can generate a deuce. So I think you can start opening it up because Lavertu has hammer.
That's the call. They're going to try to open it up. But the problem is the execution.
Good enough.
Yep. Yep.
I like that. That guard wasn't helping you. And those 2 stones in the back for now helping Lavertu. They can try to get their deuce out of that. Like you still have the Blizzard stone in the top 4, so now they're going to try to be guarding that and protecting it. But now you have there's some options here for Lavertu to generate the deuce. And maybe at the end, towards the end of the end, maybe you try to hit that back red, and you could, yellow can sit 2.
Well, I always worry near the end it's not available because it's all guarded up, and you passed up your opportunity.
Yep, that's a risk.
Yep.
At the same time, if you're trying to generate points, hitting stuff out sometimes isn't necessarily what you want to do.
Correct.
You want to be able to.
You got to hide behind things.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you have to be patient here.
But that one's past the tee, so I'd be inclined to bump it out since it's shot rock before it gets all plugged up.
I don't mind this here. They're gonna peel again. That's try to open up, force the other team to make a good guard. Might be a little wide. I think they got it. The angle. No.
Mike pick. Oh,
Flash.
swing and a miss.
Wow.
I hate to play devil's advocate, but it's getting kind of cloudy in front of that shot rock.
Yeah, now.
Before it was wide open.
True. Well, you have to make your shots. But
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, they could have still missed it, but it's getting a lot more difficult to remove.
Blizzard can just try to guard it up now and just try to protect what they have here. Make it more difficult for Lavertu to get in there. Oh, and they dropped a broom, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, no penalty. Yet.
I've curled at some place where someone drops a broom on the ice and everyone else on every other sheet drops their broom all of a sudden.
It's kind of comical, but you're damaging the ice. So in the future, maybe refrain from doing that.
Might be able to draw down to that red.
Yeah, Mike's calling for back line weight.
You could maybe try to peel those two red, try to double those two reds and try to open yourself up.
Yeah, but he called back line weight, so he's drawing down to it.
Yep.
Got to get it past the guards.
Now, a little bit of on and off sweeping.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
That usually is.
Oh, they're on it hard
But now
at the
they're
moment.
on it now.
Oh, that was close. Very close. Maybe should have never came up. You never know.
But that's not
that opens it up.
That's not the bad miss. So
right.
They always say what's a good miss, what's a bad miss. So that would be a good miss because you throw it a bit narrow. So now you've opened up a little bit. So you might be able to now get down into that pocket there.
But in the same time, you've opened it up nicely for the Blizzard rink to put a nice guard up.
True. Yes.
See.
Now you might have some crazy Hail Mary shot at the end, come in off on your yellow
corner guards.
Corner
yeah,
something.
That's why they put them up there. Corner guards.
You'll see that at the Brier or the Canadian National Championships.
Or sometimes at the Milwaukee Men's.
Yes.
We can only hope.
I know. What's fun about the game, you can try these crazy shots, and sometimes you actually make them. You're like, oh, I can do that all the time.
Well, that's the difference of watching it at the Olympic level. I mean, they call the shots, and they make them.
Oh, yeah.
I call the shots, and
see what happens.
1 out of 10, on the crazy ones.
They're calling up on this.
Yeah.
So.
It's still there, I believe. Yeah, it's a narrow window, but there's no screen in it.
So now you're getting to the point that you might start thinking about what you said earlier.
When it was clear.
To come and tap. Well, if you made the shots earlier, you're good to
I
go.
know. I know.
But now you can come with the heavy draw weight there and try to tap that red one 6 inches, and you're sitting 1-2.
Oh, they're on it early.
They are. I think.
Well, again, they may move that guard up ahead and make them throw it again.
They might be on
it's
that
pretty much on
there.
it. Yeah, I hope it doesn't.
Try to roll that yellow out. Try to open things up.
All right, they can throw another guard.
That's not a bad shot. You've opened that up now. It's not the end of the world for Lavertu. Blizzard's gonna try to guard that up. So what would you do?
What do I do?
What do you
I'm not
do?
privileged to say. I think he'd have to hit the dump button on the broadcast.
I think Blizzard could guard here.
Well, yeah, a guard up there would make it difficult.
Sometimes guards are the hardest shots to make. You just need to get them get them in the perfect spot.
Quite a few stones in play at this end. We only have 2 in the rack. 1 red, 3. 2 yellow and a red. Everything else is in play.
Which should be in, when you have a lot of stones in play here, that should be in Lavertu's favor.
Yes.
Because they're going to want stuff in to try to manufacture their deuce. But Blizzard's got some stones and some decent spots, so it's making it a bit difficult for yellow here. Stones off here.
Like a good delivery.
Looks like it's hanging out there a little bit and want to try to get it to come in.
Oh.
Needs to check up a little bit here. The sweeper's on it. Maybe get a little.
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
I think that's good enough.
Ouch. Ouch for Lavertu. That's going to make it.
I think that's good enough. I think it did the job.
Oh, no doubt. Not an easy. They're going to start using those angle raises, or we'll see.
There's not
a traditional shot there.
Not a lot of great options here for Lavertu right now.
Yeah.
There's only 2 stones left for Lavertu, so you don't have a lot of time to do things.
Lavertu. It's French. Michael's out there assessing the angles. He was down to one knee. I don't know if that was for prayer or visual. Saying he's going to use normal takeout weight.
What are they going to hit here?
I think they're going to thread this needle.
Are they trying to get through there?
With hitting that weight he called, I believe.
There's no way to get through that.
We're about to find out.
Some sort of run back, I think.
Okay.
If you get that red, one of the reds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worst comes to the worst, try to open it up. Maybe give yourself a shot on your last stone.
Well, it seems to have Michael's full attention.
No sweeps.
A little wide. Oh, kissed off the guard.
That was going to be a
Would have been heroic.
difficult shot. That was a difficult shot. I think now you just throw up a red guard and. Although, do you see the yellow? There could be a yellow hit there on the last stone.
Yep.
Yellow, and you could get your deuce there. That might be all yellow's gonna have left there.
So do you think Blizzard is worried about that same port that they tried to hit last time? Are they going to guard that port, or are they guarding the yellow run back? Judging from the broom, I'd say it's the.
He's trying to guard what they just threw there.
Yeah, I believe you're correct.
I might consider guarding the yellow run back there. That's really lined up.
Yep.
The angle I'm sitting, it's all perfect.
It's always easier from behind the glass.
I curl 100% behind the glass. I never miss a shot, actually.
Yep, that's a guard kind of weight.
Yeah, you do that.
Look, Michael's already he's looking at this run back.
Oh yeah, they're eyeing that up. Wonder if they saw that and just kind of ignored it.
Well, it makes it easy on their decision because that shot is no longer available. The previous shot.
Yeah, it's really the only shot left. You could actually get that yellow
And sit two.
and sit two on that and win the game. That's all you
Well,
need to do.
it's pretty exciting. Let's see what happens.
Done and done.
Yep.
'Cause I don't see anything else really that you could do to try to do anything. Now,
Well, yeah, it's just like putting in golf. It's not only the line they want, it's a combination shot, and they got to get the right weight in order to sit two.
Now, really, even if they only get one out of it,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
not the end of the world.
That's
You
true.
go into, bonus curling, but the deuce is there. I think if you line that up, you could get rid of that red and still sit both stones. It's exciting. Nail biter here.
Okay, this is the shot to determine who moves on.
This ended up being a pretty good game overall. Coming down to the last shot. Can't ask for anything more here. Here we go.
Coming down to the last rock of the eighth end. And we'll see.
No sweeps yet here. Now they're sweeping. Oh,
Sweeping for line.
Oh, now
Now
they're
they're
off.
up.
Oh,
That's
that
a
might
good
mean
sign.
they're close.
Oh,
no.
I don't know. Oh, little thin.
Just needed to check up a little more.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that was fun.
That was an exciting game. So Blizzard gets the steal of one. Takes the win.
Yep. Like I said, it's always exciting and rewarding to get to the last rock, the last end. It almost feels like you wish neither one of them could lose, but somebody has to.
Whew.
Plus, my contract doesn't pay for ninth end, so you'd be on your own.
See, so the other games going on, it looks like Brown is up over Wright 7-5, coming home with Wright has hammer. Sheet 2.
Another two-rock game where
Is that
was it 5-3, I believe?
yeah.
And they're in the seventh end.
I'm probably mispronounced the name. I apologize. Balatric.
I can do ballot check. I can't do the other one.
I can't either. I clearly am not good at pronouncing.
Ballot Short and Gelzer.
Gelzer. There we go. We were told by.
All right, that was.
And it's 5-3 on that end. In the seventh, sheet 5 is far below is over Bergman thus far, 6-4, with Bergman having hammer, and they're coming home in the eighth. And on sheet 1 right now, we have looks like
Jacobson and Apple.
Apple's over Jacobson currently. Oh no, they just started. That's the next draw.
It's neck and neck over there.
Yeah,
Tied.
0-0 in the first. So there will be more curling in the next draw, I believe, at when they get the ice ready. There's a late draw coming up.